So I suppose the big talking point is the fallout from the WWE UK tournament, which has seen some interesting developments. Just earlier this evening, I think it just finished there about an hour ago, IPW in the UK had a show that was broadcast on FlowSlam. One Pete Dunne was scheduled to wrestle in the main event against Matt Riddle. He was pulled from that show, basically on the grounds that WWE said he's not allowed on a show that's being broadcast on FlowSlam. And so the main event was changed to Ryan Smile versus Matt Riddle. And Joseph Connors, one of the Adam Cole lookalike dudes, he was on the card and he was just pulled altogether. He was just outright taken off the show. And I believe they said Dunn was going to wrestle on the show but off the stream. So it appears to be FlowSlam related beef that WWE has. And similarly, Ryan Smile, who actually runs a promotion now, they haven't run their first show yet, but he's advertising several shows. They got a deal with FlowSlam. They had Pete Dunne in their first main event in Cardiff. They had to change that. So they haven't even run a show yet, and they're having their main events tampered with. Pete Dunne was taken out of that one. Marty Scurll is wrestling for them against Mark Andrews. I believe that's now been changed to... I may be getting this wrong because there's so many changes in the last week. I believe that's now an off-air, come to see it in the building type thing. So people have kind of soured. People's joy from the UK tournament has kind of calmed down a little bit now that they've kind of seen that these are kind of WWE deals. Even though the guys are still on the indies, the WWE nature of them has kind of come to the fore. What do you lads make of this? Is this too far in the independent contractor reaching, as always, as WWE is known to do?
Well, yeah, it's ridiculous. But then, they signed the contracts knowing... Well, I assume they knew what they were getting into.
Yeah, I mean, for the record, this is nothing... The thing here is that from a legal standpoint, I'm not saying anything untoward has happened or that it's bullshit or that WWE is overstepping their bounds. They're absolutely within their bounds. It's just still shitty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Very anti-competitive, I would say. Yeah.
And the other thing as well is it's going to be interesting to see who gets pulled from where, because OTT in December, they broadcast on FlowSlam. That was a one-time deal, but now it's all very up in the air. There's murmurs that they may sign with FlowSlam again. There's murmurs they may end up on the WWE Network, the award-winning WWE Network. Obviously their promoter was featured on the UK tournament on screen, which is interesting. So if they sign with WWE Network, obviously then Pete Dunne is free to do that, and Tyler Bate and everyone else is free to do that. If they sign with FlowSlam, it's going to be interesting because basically there's this perception of like OTT, Progress, and ICW as the buddies, the ones with friends in high places. They're the ones who got Finn Balor cameos. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, if they sign with FlowSlam and WWE guys are then allowed to work those shows, I mean, what kind of message is that sending? It's all very up in the air. It's very, very weird. My kind of thought on this whole thing is, if you like these guys enough that you want to put them on contracts and not have them appearing on FlowSlam, why don't you just sign them and bring them to NXT? You know what I mean? Like sign them, not half sign them. You know what I mean?
It's probably because they've already got about 4 million talents under contract.
That's true. Yeah, no sooner did those words leave my mouth, and I was like, they've got too many people as it is.
Yeah. So it is ridiculous. I don't know. They're just obsessed with we've created a monopoly and everything's gone to shit. What should we do? Create an even bigger monopoly around the world, please. Yeah. That will sort things out.
Stomping on the embers of before anything can even hypothetically get going. Stomping on the embers. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. Funnily enough, the Pete Dunne main event that got changed for IPW, that is the exact same match they're doing in OTT in 2 weeks that me and Paul are going to see. Pete Dunne versus Mr. Matthew Riddle.
That was my first thought when I saw this news come out. Is selfishly, what does this mean for me?
It's very odd because to segue into another story. I mean, I mentioned this already in passing about OTT. Possibly getting a WWE Network coverage. It seems all but confirmed. Apparently, all the signing has been done, and this is certifiable. ICW is actually going to be on the WWE network in some capacity soon. So it's just very interesting that it appears OTT is going one direction or the other. They're either going to Flow or going to WWE, and they have their next show is in 2 weeks, and they haven't said. And sure hope they don't announce 2 days before the show. Oh, hey, we signed with Flow. That's great. By the way, no main event. That would be very silly. That'd be very silly. But as I said, there's the weird X factor of the promotions WWE likes getting preferential treatment. I sure hope we get to see that match.
Well, there's no harm having the Finn Balor connection, as we said, and having your man Joey Cabrera there with his big face on.
Yeah.
Big smiley baldy face.
It goes all the way to the back.
So we'll see. Yeah, we're only 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks now. A week and 6 days away from the gaff party. So we'll hopefully be seeing our lad Philip Dunn and the rest of them. Fingers crossed.
Going to be it's 2017 is going to be fascinating. I think that's the takeaway from this story, and I hope kind of this weekend has maybe smartened everyone up as to, okay, here are what the ground rules are. Okay, obviously, if we want to be with Flow, that means we go without Pete Dunne, or if we would rather have these top level stars like Dunne and Bate on our shows, that means we cannot go in the Flow Slam direction. There's also speculation during the week. I'm very confused by this whole thing because WWE has money in Flow in some capacity, but as it was explained to me, was that they put money in Flow as a business back when they were streaming MMA and sports and amateur.
Yeah.
They were not aware that they were then going to start. By the way, here's a competitive product to you.
Yeah, they invested in Flow Sports, not in Flow Slam, which is the specific wrestling product that they offer.
Yeah, and Flow is such a wacky service. It has a million different things. Like I saw their MMA account tweeted something from one of their streams that was a handicap MMA fight the other day.
Oh god, yeah.
It was lit, and it was 3 dudes, and it looked like a couple of children in an empty arena, and I was like, what's this? A fucking triple threat? And of course, 2 of them ganged up on one. And then I clicked on the video to watch it in full, and it wasn't even a triple threat. It was 2-on-1. It was a straight up handicap MMA fight. Go on Flow's MMA Twitter, look it up on Twitter, and scroll through their videos. This is an actual thing. It's fucking weird, but so obviously, it's just very, very odd. As I said, I hope people have learned from this and that they don't keep foolishly kind of booking people who they know they can't use and then having to disappoint the fans. Because whether you agree with this setup or not, it's best that everyone kind of make their peace with it and just book their cards accordingly. You know what I mean? In similarly interesting news with changes abounding, Pentagon Jr. and several of his buddies showed up at a Mexican indie show this morning or last night, renouncing their position within AAA and taking on a new name. What was it? Penta El Serra Miedo.
See,
yeah.
Basically, just half and half with his name and his catchphrase. Pentagon Jr. obviously is a concept owned by AAA. Pentagon Dark is owned by Lucha Underground.
Is there already a hexagon?
I don't think so. There is an octagon, but that's I don't believe hexagon is taken.
Septagon Jr.
Septagon. No, that's a transformer.
Oh yeah.
If he goes to TNA, he could be hexagon.
Oh,
because their ring is one.
I get it.
Thanks.
So this is also, by the way, I saw some people mentioning that they don't even know if he owns the trademark to Cerro Miedo, which is kind of the real moneymaker. So it's going to be there's a very weird situation. So Conan has gone from AAA. It appears he's affiliated with this Crash promotion the Pentagon went to. So they're done. No one knows what this means for Lucha Underground, who are apparently not taping until November. They've taken a mid-season break and they're not resuming airing the stuff they've already taped until summer. They haven't even given a date, so they're not airing what they have until sometime in summer, and they're not taping again until November, which puts them in a completely bonkers position because they've talent all tied up in contracts and stuff who can't go anywhere or do anything until this stuff airs. And now they're in a position where they have to kind of, as little buzz as they have left, now they have to soldier on without arguably their biggest star outside of Rey Mysterio. Whatever chance I had of resuming watching that show left Pentagon for me.
Yeah.
Well, funnily enough, Pentagon's been having a bit of a poor season, to be honest. Because I'm still watching it. I know I'm too behind. Luckily, I have the chance now to catch up those two
Paul,
episodes.
you're like a little Japanese soldier still fighting World War II, watching that shit. You must be the last man standing.
Last man of the world. It was a good show this week. Well, 3 weeks ago. Not this week. Interesting that, this whole Crash promotion, because Rey Mysterio, you just brought up, he also frequently wrestles for Crash. It's all Conan's boys, basically. Pentagon, Phoenix, who's now Rey Phoenix, of course. Seems like, as much of a bully as Conan is backstage, he definitely had something with the young guys, and as you see with all the people who have left TNA in recent weeks, or TNA, AAA. We had Jack Evans a few weeks ago as well. I don't think when we were on our break, Jack Evans left AAA as well. Pentagon, Phoenix left, Daga, and who's the other one this week?
There was someone else I didn't know.
Jr. Was it? I don't remember.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, all the young ones are up and out. Sexy Star, of course, is gone as well. I think she's wrestling for Crash as well.
Yeah.
New name.
Although, funnily enough, she's it seemed like she was just constantly in strife with AAA.
Very interesting situation. Anyway, especially again from our selfish point of view. If that means that Pentagon and Phoenix are free for a little trip to Dublin sometime this year, I'd be very happy with that.
I do get very excited when they're announced. They're making appearances in the UK very soon. Although, it's so handy that all of OTT's dates are the first Saturday of each month, so I can know offhand when they're going to be around. Because Pentagon's doing Fight Club Pro in the UK the weekend of the 14th or something like that. So I'm hoping somewhere along the way that they will their schedules will line up with us. But yeah, God, I'd love to see that. It's gonna be very weird to see what he does now. I presume, for us, he'll continue to be Pentagon Jr. for a few months, just while he sells the last of his T-shirts. But if this departure is as bitter as you may think it is, just from what we've kind of seen today alone, I don't know if Lucha Underground and AAA are going to be super happy with him and make it easy. Yeah, it's fascinating. We're not big followers of Lucha Libre in Mexico, but it's just, I feel like the momentum has dried up to such an insane degree for Lucha Underground that the losing Pentagon is crazy, because he's a star in PWG. He's a champion in AAW in Chicago. That's a big promotion that pushes him really hard. He has benefited hugely from the show, and I think the show has benefited hugely from him. And now they are parting ways, and I think he'll come out the better for it. I think he's going to keep making money. I think he's going to keep getting booked, and that show, just like it is currently, is going to live and die based on the fact of the people with the big checks and the television network that likes them for some reason keeps them existing.
They should get him on World of Sport. He could be the new Kendo Nagasaki.
Oh, that would be fucking.
Treat it like it's a shoot. Yeah, he's actually a monster.
Hey, he's a fucking great worker, and he's a great heel, and he's a.
I think he would definitely get over. I think he was already on the one show when they had all the Lucha guys on. And he's when he does the mask up, the dark makeup, he's scary. He could be a Saturday night. He could scare little kids.
He could be the wolf of a new generation.
He's sort of like Simon Cowell, but with less makeup.
Take that, Simon Cowell.
It's what.
You know how WWE loves to do celebrity cameos and stuff, and have celebrities either beat up the wrestlers or get beaten up by the wrestler.
Yeah.
Like you think ITV would be? I mean, because that's also a little tidbit. It looks like World of Sport is a go for a full on series. You'd imagine they're going to call in all their favorites. Mark Lebet from the Chase, he apparently loves wrestling. They must like get Anton Decky.
Steve
Do a chase special with all the wrestlers on it.
Remember Weakest Link with Steve Austin back in the day?
Oh yeah.
They should. I mean, I'm totally serious. They should be calling in favors and getting celebrities in to be guest GMs, or if they're up for it, to get the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah.
Have Dave Mastiff sit on Anton Deck. Because I mean, they have connections and they have money, and get Jonathan. So wait, no, Jonathan Ross isn't ITV, is he?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah, and I bet he'd do well up for it.
Get Grado on his show.
That'd be good. Yeah, I mean, Grado's something of a cult favorite even outside of wrestling in the in small capacity these days.
He was on the red carpet at Trainspotting, interviewing old Ewan McGregor.
I would love. I'm going to seek this out now that you've said that.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait for that footage to come out.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why?
You're in this yourself.
Do you think that's why Steve Merchant's not doing the Crystal Maze now, so he can pop down to the wrestling on ITV every weekend?
Did you see he tweeted a picture of him with El Ligero?
Yeah, he loves the wrestling, Steve. Funny how that never came up on the Ricky Gervais shows, as if he was afraid of being outed as a nerd or something.
No, wasn't he say? No, wasn't what he said? Is there anything good on Sky One except Simpsons and wrestling?
But he said it in a very condescending way.
He said, but I mean, he was condescending every week on that show.
He was trying to get in with Gervais.
Yeah. Now he's seen the error of his ways now.
Oh, I hate Lord of the Rings too.
I actually love it now that I'm off his leash.
That'll be the next thing. Yeah. He'll be with little Frodo Baggins taking pictures on his Instagram or whatever.
He was at WAW, I think, which is Paige's Maz Federation, which has been around for years.
Oh, no crazies at that show then?
No, I feel bad for her now, honestly.
Why?
It's because her family seems like not up for it and kind of distressed at the whole affair. Like didn't her dad straight up post on Facebook, "I don't want her marrying him"?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel bad for them. I'm not going to, they seem like fine people who are not happy with their lot in this situation. But I digress.
They're all bonkers.
British rest. So we are in a time of tumultuous change, obviously, with Lucha Underground's future up in the air, the WWE's presence in the UK. By the way, I mean the whole UK thing stems from them being intimidated by ITV, and so now ITV are going gung ho, full on new series. So that's only going to make WWE double down on this whole contract thing. And to be honest, I mean, look, I imagine Pete Dunne's getting signed full time at some stage. I think these contracts are for like a year. These UK ones, yeah. I think Dunne based, they're as good as gone. They're getting snatched up, and rightfully so. But it's like, yeah, so you got ITV entering the fray. You've got hypothetically reborn TNA, although by the sounds of it, it's the same old thing. Lucha Underground, God knows what.
You got 5-Star Wrestling, Dominant Wrestling, I think it's called.
Oh yeah, they're doing a live, like an actual live podcast.
That's mental. I never even fucking heard of them.
I mean, if you want to talk about how weird the current wrestling landscape is, they are the company that put out a shitty PS3 game, a very shitty wrestling game with knockoff wrestlers like Randy Orton.
That's great.
And Ragnarok. So games were completely garbage, and I don't know if there's like a money mark involved in it or something, but they had huge money. So before he signed with WWE, they ran a decent sized arena show, like a 10,000 seat arena with AJ Styles, Alberto Del Rio, Rey Mysterio, John Morrison, and then your Mastiffs and Grados and your big indie stars underneath. I don't think it was a success. They did it.
Oh no, it was a flop, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure it was a flop, but I think it was like one or two shows they ran. Then they disappeared off the face of the earth, and now they're back again with this show that's broadcasting on Spike TV, the UK equivalent of. Very odd, very, very odd. I don't know if this is like an ITV thing where they're doing it a once off and saying, "Hey, maybe we'll get into this."
Like the first live wrestling on British television, apart from WWF pay-per-views, since God knows when. I don't even know if World of Sport was ever live, to be honest.
It surely wasn't.
No, I don't think so. It's weird.
Yeah,
okay. I'll watch it anyway.
What a thoroughly odd time we are living in.
It's a boom period, but no one's actually watching.
Yeah, but no one's watching, and also lots of the people aren't making money, and lots of the projects are actually people spending tons of money with no results.
Yeah.
So boom is a word I would use, maybe.
Yeah, interesting.